Everyone. So my name is Jana Chynoradska, and I am here for the fourth time to tell you more about the story of you. If you are a fan of our Facebook of Harmony Academy, you know that we give these live videos to students, to the users of English, and to fans of English language learning during this coronavirus season, in which you can spend perhaps a bit more time watching and learning English. So I believe that you are going to enjoy these 20 or so minutes with me, in which you will learn more about the three characters in our story. We started with you, then we continued and we were introduced to she, and she was joined by I. So if you are with me, if you are watching, can you please let me know who you are and where you're from, and perhaps what's your job? Am I going to have my supporters, my students today with me? Is Peter, Eric, Janka, or somebody else watching? Or are there any trainers from Harmony watching me and learning more about the story of you? That is a very original and authentic story that is evolving every week with you, my dear students and my dear teachers. So it's nice to see when people are joining us in these live videos. And this week you could see Dee and Tom twice. All right, hello, Eric. Nice to see you. And I believe there is not only you, but your family watching. So I believe my English is going to be understood by children as well, and anybody who wants to know more about you. Oh, wow, good, great. So we've got Dee from France being with me, and Lucy as well. That's fantastic. So we've got a great group of people with me at the moment, a student, a trainer from France, and a trainer from Slovakia. And as I said before, I've got the feeling that we are really building a nice bridge of cooperation between France and Slovakia. And the way that the glue that helps us build the bridge is English language learning. So that's wonderful. And Tom. So Tom, it's great to see that you are here with us as well. So behind me, you see that there is the title of the story that is going to tell us more about the development of the relationship between you, she, and I. And if you remember, my great supporter, my husband, helped me create this. So yes, we've got you as the main character. We've got, can you remember? We've got she, another character. And we've got I, the third character of the story. But behind me, there is no I, she, or you. There is we. We. So today, I am going to follow the direction of Eric. Thank you very much, Eric, for your contributions and for your ideas and for your motivation to help me develop the story. And the story of today is titled, We Can Win Together. It's a free continuation of the previous 3 chapters. If this was a book, then this would be the 4th chapter of the story of you. So, I am going to tell you about how we was created, what or who we is, and a couple of more information. So, I prepared this presentation because I believe that language learning can be supported by visuals. And when you see a picture or when you see a word or sentence written down, you can better understand and follow the story. So today there are another couple of pages prepared for you that will help me tell you the story. And what you see behind me is the value, win together, that I brought to this story as a great thank you to all the students and supporters of Harmony Academy, the school I represent. And you see in the picture me in the training with the students after one fantastic workshop. And there are the 3 most important values on the poster in the training room. And when you look very closely, you see above our heads, there is this value written, win together. So thank you very much, Peugeot, and all your students for this inspiration. And I just brought this value. Okay, oh, fantastic. We've got Amandine here. So thank you very much, Amandine, for joining us. Amandine, can you tell me where you're from and how old are you? Sorry, not how old are you? I'm sorry. This is not the question I should be asking, but what's your job? I really apologize. It's not about your age, it's about your job. And I would be really happy to know more about you. So be back to Peugeot and the students of Peugeot that I work with. So I really took this value from your company to be part of the title, We Can Win Together. So let us continue and let's have a look at the story from the beginning. And probably you remember, okay, let me check. Perhaps you remember that the story started with you and you was hired to the School of Learn and Lead back in 2000, and he was sitting on his terrace in 2029, and his mind took him back to the experiences and to the situations that he'd been through. So the continuation of the story is speaking about his experience and the experience of his team. So who is I, or who is you? You is a trainer of the 9 guiding principles of Learn and Lead. And he, as a trainer of these principles, helps other schools and other organizations develop side by side with their employees and students. Oh, great to hear that Amandine is from France and she's French teacher for foreigners. Wow, perhaps I can improve my French with you, Amandine, one day, because I don't speak French. And I am ready, perhaps, to develop this language further on. But let us continue in the story. And in 2029, you is part of the network of Learn and Lead trainers and schools working internationally, working together for the benefit of all the stakeholders involved in their schools. When we look at she, who is she? You can remember who she is. So this was the training in September 2021, one of the first training courses you led in Croatia. And there he met she, a teacher of English working in that school. And they met at the training on the 9 guiding principles of Learn and Lead. She was not alone in that training because the training was for both the teachers and managers in the school. And there we met the character of I, and I is a manager of the school where she works. So I is she's manager. Wow, when you speak English, you can think like, Jana, there's a mistake. It's not she's, it's her. But when you are watching me carefully and listening me carefully, you know that she is the name and it's possessive. So it's correct. So I is use manager. And I is in trouble or was in trouble because you can see that this was the graph of the overall performance of the team in I's school over the years, and he was stuck with a problem. What is going to be the future of my school? What am I going to do in order to help my school develop and grow? So he communicated, and he knew that this was to be created with the team in the school. So he decided to join the network that Hugh was representing, and he decided to make his school part of the Learn and Lead network. And these are the questions that you can be interested in, the questions that I was given by you, my students, and you helped me create the we. So can you guess what is the answer to this question? So how do I, you, and she create we? When you look at my we, you can guess that we is different from I, she, or you. It's different in color, it's different in shape, it's different. It's a good question. Thank you very much, Eric. I'm happy that you like the question. And thank you for bringing the question to life with me in our English lesson. So, how do I, she, and you create we? How is we created? So we is different because we is not a person. We is the summary of I, you, she, and other like-minded people's mindsets working together, cooperating, supporting, encouraging towards achieving a common goal. So you can imagine that once a school that is facing big problems want to tackle the challenge that's on their way, they need to work as a team. So yes, you're right. They got together, or they get together as a team. And can you guess, what do you know about a team? What does a team mean? People say, be a team member. Or are you a team member, or are you more of an individual player? I believe, and you believes, that team is always stronger than any strongest individual. And because he had that experience of forming a team in his school that he represents, he knew how challenging, difficult, but possible it was to become part of the team. The main characteristics of the team in this story would be like the team is a group of individuals working together on accomplishing a common goal. So a common goal, something that they all want to be achieving, something that they all were ready to be working for, because it made sense. And it was great to be part of the team in which everyone had their own voice. Win together. Exactly. That was the engine, that was the motivation, that they were working together on achieving a common goal. Yes. So what was the goal of I, you, and she? What do you think was their goal? So let us continue to the next question. I leave you with this for the time being, and let's continue. So the next question is, when do I, she, and you share their doubts? What were their doubts about? What do you think? What do you think? When did they share their doubts? Of course, they shared their doubts at the beginning in the training led by you, because you was a pillar that she and I needed at the time when they were making the most important decision for the future of their school. So what was very important, that they shared their doubts in a safe environment that was led and protected by you's wisdom and experience as a professional trainer that was delivering the training around the 9 guiding principles of learn and lead. So that was the time when they shared their doubts at the beginning. The more she and I worked outside of the training with between to get as a team in their school without you, they got used to sharing their doubts, not to show that they are weak, but to share their doubts as to how we can find out the answer and overcome the challenge either I, she, or any other member of the team was facing. So they created this common sense of learning together that helped them share their doubts with confidence, knowing that the other person of the team is there to bring their wisdom, and together they will find the answer to the question that was in doubt. So the third question is here again. Thank you very much, Eric, for helping me put the questions together for today's video. The question was like, how do the 9 guiding principles of learn and lead help I, she, and you in their struggle? So what helps you when you've got a problem? What helps you to overcome difficulties? Yes. So the 9 guiding principles of learn and lead were part of the transformation of the school that step by step helped everyone in the team work first with themselves, and then with the improved I, they were ready to be emphatic listeners and supporters of the others in the team. So when there was the discussion about what we could possibly do, it was always about yes and, interesting, yes and. So there was the acceleration, and they generated lots of ideas together, and they managed to work together in order to find out what the next step of the team would be. When stuck with a problem, they looked at the 9 guiding principles, which were at that moment already illustrated by a set of cards. Okay, it maybe provided them answers for their doubts and questions. Exactly, Monica. So thank you for being with us today. So what really happened was when they faced the difficulty, and it was part of the meeting, and that was the doubt shared, they looked at the 9 guiding principles, and they identified, like, perhaps there's a problem. So we should slow down and listen. So probably they were stuck with a problem and they needed you to be there as a supporter to help the team overcome another problem. Sometimes they were capable of resolving the problem within their own team of I and she, but because we was there and we was I, you, she, and other like-minded trainers that adopted the wisdom in the 9 guiding principles of learn and lead, they knew that they would find a way and they would be able to get to the place where they decided to go. So the 9 guiding principles were there as a kind of reminder of being courageous, taking action, becoming a more team player, listening to their intuition, spending time with themselves and reflecting. Of course, they gave each other freedom of choice and freedom of sharing their own original opinion because they followed their hearts. Once they faced the difficulty and they slowed down, they knew that they need to be persistent and patient. And at the end of the day, they needed to appreciate every morning that they were still able to be representing the school that I set up a long, long time ago. So, there is this picture I brought, and I want you to look at the picture and tell me, what do you feel from the picture? How the picture can help us answer the question, how do the 9 guiding principles help I, she, and you? When you look at the picture, you can see that you are looking from the inside, that you are looking as if you were sitting inside of the house with the 4 mugs or cups, looking out to the meadow, to the sunset, and you're sitting there inside, safe. The place where you are is cozy, nice, warm, and friendly. You feel to be protected and safe. So this is what is the 8th learn and lead principle about. It's about thankfulness. It's about simply be now and create. Appreciate every single moment in your life and be open-minded. As you see, the window is open. The window is open for you to know that though you feel safe and you are protected, you want to go out because that's where fun is. That's where the life is. And you want to be part of the nature. And you need to take into consideration that you, as a human being, are part of something bigger. It's our planet and everything that the planet offers. So what happened to the school when we was created? What happened to all the trainers that chose to follow the 9 guiding principles of learn and lead? Was, okay, so let me wait. Okay, because, sorry, there was a little problem with my presentation. So, what happened? The language school where I and she was working and decided to follow the 9 guiding principles of learn and lead, these invited them to transform their school into a learning organization. Learning organization being characterized by these 5 fundamental areas. So they followed these principles and transformed their school into a learning school. They developed systems thinking. So in order to resolve a problem, you need to look at the problem as a part of a whole, and you need to be opening up the wider perspective rather than solving a little tiny problem, because once you resolve one problem, you need to look at the next part of the whole that is influenced by the new part of the problem that you resolved. Then it was very important that everyone was part of developing the best you they were capable of. So personal mastery was part of the school's ethos. And that's what became very attractive about the Learn and Lead schools, because the customers wanted to be working with professionals, masters of their subjects. Of course, they needed to develop common mental model. Mental model is the way we think. And because they all adopted the 9 Learn and Lead principles, they encouraged one another in their own self-development and self-management. So that was very important for the school to know that they can be together supporting and being their real you. They shared their vision, and their vision was there for all the like-minded trainers, teachers, managers to follow their hearts, to be constantly evolving and embracing transformation, that they help the school challenge the situations in the marketplace in which they were. And what was very important at the end was to know that team spirit became part of the learning process. So they were learning together, sharing together, growing together, and working together. They needed, though, to remind themselves of this very simple wisdom. In order to have different results, we need to do things differently. So they were results or goals oriented. They knew that the school is here today, but we need to work hard to make the future for the school, for us, for our students, because we want and we are a small part of this world in which we've got a mission to follow. So the we was created to support every single individual to work together and to bring original solutions to students, to teachers, to managers, and to the societies they were in. Oh, that would be it from me for today. That's how we can win together. We can win together if we take care of us, but we take care of the goals that we are to accomplish. So whatever your goals are, wherever you are, just think about the goal. What is it that you want to achieve? Trust yourself. Believe and act. The 9 guiding principle says, believe and act, because you're the manager of your life. So, thank you very much. What an encouragement. So, I am here to encourage you to follow your heart, but to trust your intuition and never, never, ever stop learning. Because when you learn, you are still discovering the beauty of the life. So have a wonderful rest of today. I am very happy that you've been today with me. And if you have any more questions, any more suggestions as to how we are going to end the story of you next Friday. Feel free and send me either an email or a message or leave a comment here. So the story of you is going to be finished next Friday, 5 o'clock, and I believe I will be here with you. Let's win together. Thank you. That's a wonderful ending, Amandine. Thank you very much once again. Thank you and goodbye to France, Slovakia, Bratislava, Trnava, wherever you are. Once again, enjoy the 8th of May, which is, by the way, a public holiday in Slovakia. And we celebrate the day of victory over fascism. 1945, the end of the Second World War. So, win together. Victory is here for those who are ready to follow their hearts and are open to accomplish their goals with their teams. So, goodbye.